All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The King's Dime.
Yes, off-season, more off-season stuff.
More off-season dramas.
Wow, dramas?
Or dramas, or like, I don't know how to feel about it, but, you know, is it a good thing? I think so.
What are we talking about here?
I have no idea. No, I'm joking.
Signing Jordan Hunter. Yeah, that's a pretty good signing, man.
That's pretty good. Signing Casper Ware, which I think is the big news coming out of things recently, is the signing of Casper Ware. Obviously, we're saying goodbye to Jerome Randall.
Yep.
He's off to Russia, but yeah, how do we feel about this move? We've gone from one undersized guard to another. Obviously, the bigger news, I think, in this respect is Tommy Wilson just giving up basketball altogether to follow AFL.
For sure.
I was really looking forward to having an oversized guard to play, alongside Lish. Or even even if you don't sign that superstar, just to give us a bit of backup, really on some of our defensive errors last year in fighting through screens, being undersized and not being able to guard two guards and small forwards and, getting maggoted on the switch.
Yeah.
So
I think Casper, obviously we start with Casper. We're just going to fly straight into it. He was a much better defender. I was watching a few Melbourne highlights. Guarding pick and roll, he was a lot better than Randall. Like, Randall would just get torched on screens. He's obviously quite undersized. I'm not sure, what's Casper Ware at? Is he over 6 foot? Because we're like height phobes.
We are height phobes.
But in general, his pick and roll defense was, I think, after watching some of the highlights, a lot better than Randall's. Not to say, not to rag on Randall at all.
He's 5'10".
Knocked us out with some clutch shooting towards the end of the season. But all in all, I think it's the part that's a bit strange is that, we've signed a rivals player. That's kind of weird.
Or rivals like Marquee as well.
It's kind of a bit. It doesn't sit the best with me. But at the same time, you got to sort of just cast that aside and realize, it's a bit of a smaller type league where guys move around a lot more.
Yeah.
The talent pool's a little bit smaller. The money on offer to bring in other guys just isn't quite there.
It isn't there, no.
So we've got to come to terms with that. You got to make him our own and make him a king for life. But obviously, he wanted to come here. He's got the connection with Will Weaver as well. Coached him in Philly. So I think that's going to work nicely.
Definitely
Scheming some stuff. He's obviously going to understand our system. But yeah, Tommy Wilson leaving for the AFL. Give one of these ones to the AFL for me.
You've played for your country. You're playing in a league that is up and coming. A little bit easier on your body, I think, as well than AFL. But obviously 6'4", fast. An athlete in all aspects of life. Obviously he thinks that there's more of a career and probably more opportunity to earn money in AFL.
For sure, yeah.
And you're probably at his level. You probably agree with that sentiment, especially with his body type. So
who knows how good he is? I think he played at a young age.
Yes.
And then changed to basketball. That kind of makes sense.
Craig Moller's the same thing. And again, we say welcome to Craig Moller at the Sydney Kings because he's officially a king for 2 years.
Yeah, went from Sydney to Melbourne and now has come back. So, welcome home. It's a little bit different for Moller where he was from the Kings, so that's all right. It's different.
Again, you're not signing a starting player. You're signing some bench depth in Moller. So,
But Wilson, obviously, it made sense why he was randomly fast-tracked into that Boomers team. Quick play for the Boomers. Don't you want to play for the Boomers? How good's that? Stay in basketball. But obviously, I think he's probably got more of a chance to earn more money for the AFL. Might have had his head turned a little bit, and then, he's made a decision for his own career. It's a bit disappointing, man, because I was looking forward to seeing him
definitely.
The Kings this season.
Didn't see enough of him.
And then when we saw him for the
really,
Boomers, it was good. I was like, wow, hopefully this guy comes back to shoot the three ball, really astute defender on the perimeter. Might have a little mini Lish here, and then, he goes to AFL. But, a bit disappointing.
Thank Andrew Gaze for that one.
Yeah, thanks, Gazy. The ghost of Gazy. Hopefully Casper Ware can erase some of those demons. We should point out also we've re-signed Daniel Kickett.
Yes.
Boo. Nah, just kidding. I wrote in the notes here. Boo. Then Kevin Lish, obviously, he's re-signed as well. That's
fantastic,
great.
Which is what we
wanted to see him come back. And then Newley, which will be good.
Yep. El Toro.
We look like we're going to keep Deng Deng, but obviously he's gone overseas to play in Russia, somewhere.
I think Russia. Yeah, Russia.
Just quickly Google that because I forgot to before. Yeah, so hopefully he comes back as well. He might have a bigger role to play. And then Jordan Hunter from St Mary's.
Yeah.
I think he's all right. Like, you poo-pooed a little bit early on the text.
Because I wanted, you know, that Adelaide mould. I wanted the guy with the elbow. Froling, DJ, Daniel Johnson. I wanted the elbow mould. And it doesn't seem like he seems like he's really good around the rim. 6'9" as well, which is an undersized centre, I would say.
Yep.
When there is some 7-footers out there. A little bit undersized, but maybe taking that Rainbow Ray Turner role. I'd like to see an elbow in some way, shape or form. Or a guy who can potentially play at the 4 in big lineups. That's what I would like to see. But you can't... You need something... Bogut's an interesting character because he is so dominant without having to score.
Yeah.
But when he's off the floor, you're not going to get that defender again. So you need to have the ability to put up points.
Well, that was one of the big things last year when Bogut was off the floor. We didn't have a rim protector.
We never rim protector, but then we didn't have a guy who could actually make it up on the offensive end either.
That's true.
With Dane Pinot or really Ray Turner.
Kick is a little bit kind of a stretch 4.
Kickett's a stretch 4 and a very, very stretch 4. He's not a 5. He's a guy that really needs to shoot the ball more and get to his spots. I'd like to see how Will Weaver's going to play that card for my mind, because he's a bit slower getting into his older age, which is fine. Still a great player, but getting a bit slower. How do we mask him in a league that is potentially, you are going to get torched by the likes of Perth, who are very, very quick this year, Adelaide, who are extremely quick, and Melbourne, who are also quick. So how he's going to play in the rotation would be interesting to figure out. But that's a question for Will Weaver.
Yeah.
Obviously, unfortunately, he did not take the G League finals out. That went to the
Grand Rapids.
Grand Valley Rapids.
Winning that. They played all right in the first game. It was good to see. He actually did make it all. I think it won Coach of the Year as well. So that's promising for us to see that he actually has something to implement. When we're not just picking up an older coach or just a random coach from here or there. We're actually bringing someone in who has some pedigree, who's won some awards, albeit in the G League. But I think the G League's probably a little bit higher stature than the NBL and maybe some of the other European leagues. So it's important to see some of that. Hopefully he can come in and make some waves for us after Gazy last year hung
definitely
up the robes. Kind of the right time for Gazy to hang up the robes. But I think Jordan Hunter might be a little surprise package because he showed good energy. I watched St Mary's games where they beat Gonzaga, and he was a good spark. And he, around the rim, he was quite good. I think we've probably seen him play a little bit more power forward this season with Bogut. He might be that guy who comes off the bench. But you're right, we probably do need that actual starting power forward who's more of an explosive power guy who can shoot from mid-range. Yeah. And maybe even a 3-ball if we're lucky. There might be just an added bonus because of the uniqueness of the way Bogut's doing.
It's also the way we work in obviously FIBA Rules League is that the paint's very crowded. You need to have that outside shot in your repertoire because otherwise you're going... The paint game becomes a low percentage game. It's not like the NBA where the paint game is the higher percentage game. The paint game becomes a lower percentage game than potentially the stretch 3. Yeah. Or the stretch 4, so I should say. So I'd be interested to see what he does or if he evolves a shot. I mean, look at Humfo. Humfo didn't really have a shot when he played for the Kings, but he goes over to plays for the Erie Bayhawks in Atlanta and develops a 3-point game. Yeah. So
plus off the dribble, he's
dribble drives.
Better, which is really important. It's going to be, obviously, what's that, 4 or 5 guys on the roster now, and then with Bogut who's still there.
Kickett, Ware, Moller.
The right Ware, not the other Ware.
Yeah, the David variety.
Yeah. And then, obviously, Denga Kuth went to the Ballarat Miners for the NBL 1 season, so I wonder if we might try and get him back. I don't think so, which is a shame.
Well, he was on that weird pathway spot
development program. So was Wilson, I think, as well. Yeah,
look, hey, the LaMelo Ball saga would be an interesting one for the NBL if we could ever get LaMelo Ball out here. These other
it's too much of a circus, though, maybe.
Yeah, but brings publicity. I think it brings publicity.
That's true. And
the kid can play. I've watched him play. He pulls up from pretty much anywhere and shoots it.
It's really lanky, really gangly.
He's quite gangly and a bit laxy, daisical in his approach to things, but he will pull up from halfway and shoot and hit it.
it'd be interesting to see the LeVar Ball if he brings LeVar Ball and there's anything like that. But the biggest part with Bogut going overseas, obviously we're getting a lot of good coverage, Sydney Kings coverage in the NBA. I think they've already said Sydney Kings and NBL MVP and Defensive Player of the Year like 10, 15 times already on telecast.
Yeah.
So you're just like, more. Say Sydney Kings more. We want people looking up the Sydney Kings. We want people coming and checking out the club and actually getting some eyes on the club. But then the LaMelo, all of the US sort of meme pages were like putting him in a Sydney Kings jersey straight away. Because that's the team that they see, like with Bogut, you know, in the US, you see that team. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I really want that whole hype thing. I think we've got a concerted rebuild here. Like, you know, we've got 2 years of Bogut, Casper Ware 1-on-1.
I think that if we don't win one this year, that will be that generational skip, because this is really going to be Bogut's last
two. I think it's got 2 years.
Yeah, but there's an inevitable dip. There's an inevitable dip. You know, we had him at a really high performance rate this year. I think he can still maintain that through next season. But you're getting into 36, 37 for a centre territory. He's going to slow down a lot. His timing's not going to be as good. And then you're worried. So I think this is the year we have to figure out what is actually we will have to figure out how we get signings into some depth. And I really think it's around the 5 spot. I think that, Ware and Lish, great combination at the front.
Yep.
El Toro is fantastic, time and time again, tried and tested. Moller's obviously a good backup, small forward position. It's really around the backup centre where we got torched all year last year. And that really put things into perspective. So we need a guy at the elbow or a power forward that can actually play at the elbow. David Ware, obviously a very low volume scorer, not a great defender.
Yeah, no inside game. Could knock down a 3, but it wasn't the way we played, really. It wasn't driving and getting guys open. It was a lot of Randall, ISO, toss it into Bogut maybe, and then, trying to get shots for Kevin Lish at the same time. It's for where we are in what we're doing with this team. Like Bogut, obviously, we're saying he's got 2 years. It wasn't ideal to have to then now just rebuild the entire team. So we're flicking our starting point guard. We're bringing in a new guy, bringing a couple of guys back. We've got, another 4 roster spots we've got to fill. We've got some young guys leaving. Obviously, Dane Pinot's another guy who left.
Yep.
He's gone to the Melbourne Phoenix. Good on him, man. I hope he gets some playing time there. Didn't obviously have enough of a season to really bank on bringing him back, which is understandable for us. And then, I just don't know. I don't think we're in a real position here to go, we've got the tools and the building blocks to just go again and just win a title. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like we're rebuilding. Like, this is a big structural rebuild. Yeah. Bringing in Casper Ware, bringing in a new coach. Will Weaver's going to have to hit the ground running and just be like lights out, getting this team playing all right, scheming well. It's good to have Newley back. His defense was a little bit, last year. Daniel Kickett's defense, but hopefully, he's only playing 8 to 10 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, he's that guy that comes and knock down 2 threes from, that last rotation before the quarter ends. And
then there's a power forward question, a backup center question. You're probably looking at maybe one more young shooting guard as well.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully an NBA Next Stars program again, bring another guy down under. Like Bowen last year, it's going to suck to see him go into the draft this season because it was fun watching him. So I think there's a lot of questions still to be answered for us to be going, yep, we're going all in on a title this year.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be bringing in some really, really good NBL players at the very least.
We've only got one. Well, that's one import spot. So we've still got another 2.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they fill it.
Yeah, I think scorer's probably the way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe at the power forward as well, like somebody who can fill in.
A Jacob Wiley tied, that would be devastating.
That would be perfect. Yeah. I think Hunter can be that type of energy guy playing at the power forward, really running guys around. Obviously, like the level that Wiley played at last year would have just been perfect to put right in that power forward spot. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how we rebuild this team, because I still don't feel like it's this season we're in. Like the season just gone, felt as close as we could have been to we can go all in on this season because we had some depth.
Yeah.
We had some balance to our roster besides that center position. But obviously, to start the season and to understand what Bogut was bringing and how he was going to fit into this team, there was no way you could have understood that he was going to take 10, 15 shots a game and actually score and be at a scoring level to give you something. And it's a unique thing where he can pass as well. If you're a coach who doesn't understand how to do that, like we were cutting and doing a lot of stuff at the start of the season, in the preseason, but then the games, it just wasn't happening. And you're like, where did that go? What the hell? So I think we're still a couple of years away, man. And
one signing I think we need to have is Ding Dang.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
I just like what I saw, man. There was some post-game potentially playing that 4 spot.
Really good, like all round.
Yeah.
On the perimeter, could shoot the ball. His post game was really good.
Defended all right.
So yeah, we should talk about Bogut. Obviously playing for the Warriors. Boogie getting injured.
Bogut's going to have to play 15 minutes a game.
More than that, I think they're going to probably switch their minutes with Looney. probably 25, 30 minutes for Looney, and then 10, 15 to 20 for Bogut. Like I was saying on the other Aussies Taking Over the NBA podcast, where I think what you see from Bogut, like you look at Bogut and go, wow, you lost a lot of weight. You're looking really good. Like this is going to be good. To what he's produced on the court, I think there's a bit of it's not quite NBA level here, and we're kind of stuck doing that now that Boogie's gone down. I wonder how the rotations are really going to go, whether they just go, right, we're just going to have to deal with just putting Bogut in there because he has looked a little bit slow. And I'm the king of kind of underselling just what he's going to bring to the NBA at 34. But he has looked a little bit slow. His block timing's a little bit off for the NBL. For the NBA, he's obviously had a great season for the NBL. And then, when he's brought out on the perimeter, he's getting torched by fast guys. So I just hope that he can play at a level that, he can actually contribute at the same time. He doesn't have to redline. Like DeMarcus Cousins ran for 1 ball basically for the first time in maybe a month, and that was it. His quad snapped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not oh no, he landed on someone and hurt his ankle.
He's
like
28, 6 years younger.
He opened it up for pretty much the first time I watched every game that he's played in. He opened it up trying to chase down a ball, and it was like snap, and it's like, imagine that kind of thing happening, and the flow-on effect that it's going to have in your team too. Because if you look at Bogut, like he's going to have to play more intensity now, and now I'm kind of thinking more about the NBL.
Well, again, if they play Draymond and play small ball 5, go back to exactly what they did to win a championship: is play Draymond at the 5 and play small ball 5, and Iggy comes out and plays at the 4.
I think the mid-league's moved on from that though. It's gotten better.
Yeah.
So Bogut, he has been, probably about 6.5 out of 10. Like, not wow. Like, he's been fantastic.
No, but it's
a veteran presence, man. Like, what a time to, like, what a lifeline. Not a lifeline, but what a, a great thing to just be able to go back to the US and just play, 4 months, have a bit of fun, come back. Like, touch wood, he doesn't get injured because he said he's going to come back and he's definitely going to play for the Kings next year. And hopefully, we can see him do pretty well because he's done all right. I don't think he's going to be super high level, but
no, he may get a championship. At least we won't. We'll be seeing an Aussie go pretty deep. I would say. I would hope. Yeah. Hope.
What else can we talk about?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot been announced. Obviously, we just wanted to give you a quick update of what's going on. Some big signings. Have a bit of a chat about that. But I think we'll kind of be back.
Yeah,
another month, see what's happened. Once we get a full rotation, let's...
There's a fair while until the season kicks off.
Yeah, there's a fair while.
It's a big winter.
Pre-season, pre-season's long, but I think we'll come back once we get a full team. And, we'll keep it at that. Yeah,
so how happy about the Ware signing, anyway, to round up?
I think it's just Randall 2.0.
Yeah.
It's a 5'10" guard that can score off the ISO. He does, for my mind, have a better fit to Bogut screen shooting. Bogut's considered fantastic screen. He can come off the curl and shoot.
Yeah,
we saw that he did that to smash Sydney in the finals. That's my only happy thought, really, because it's just Randall 2.0 for me.
I think it's the sting has been taken out because it's Melbourne. I think.
Yeah.
Once he gets in the shirt, I think we'll get a bit more happy. Like, yes, like it's Casper Ware and it works and it's what we want. But yeah, I think he had, like, you can hear me not wanting to be like, man, Randall had some deficiencies that, you know, I don't want to rag on him for.
Yeah.
But they were defensive deficiencies, and they were really debilitating. Yes. And it had a huge effect on our offense, and some mental stuff too, where at the start of the season, he really tried to change the way he played towards the end of the season. Then he got injured, which sucks. Too, it was a big part of how we were playing in general. Yeah, I just don't know, man. Yeah. I'm a bit like, couldn't we just get someone else that wasn't from Melbourne? Yeah. But I guess that's probably half the why the reason why it's just taken some sting out of it.
Definitely.
For me, yeah. So that's probably about it for today. Like us on Facebook. Yeah.
Share and subscribe.
YouTube.
All good.
I'll upload the audio on YouTube. So get on there.
Or any podcasting app has this.
Yeah, iTunes. All the stuff's down there. You can see it
below. All right, guys.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
Peace.